Hey folks, End All Be All here, and we're back with season 15, I believe. And this one is going to be a 3v3 season. Pretty excited about it. If you haven't already checked it out, in the last week I put out a couple of videos on a 3v3 refresher. One of them was a video focusing only on GL and GL counters, and the second one was my favorite non-GL teams to take on defense and to keep on offense as well. So go and check it out. It's going to be the last couple of videos in my video stream. But yeah, let's get started with this week's GAC. So before we get started with the actual battle itself, I want to take maybe about 5 to 10 minutes to talk about this really nifty tool, again by Dr.Pivot. He's the guy who made the tool that I showcased last time, which is comparing the history of your GAC opponent. Let me briefly show you what that tool looks like. So if you remember, this is the view. This is the tool that I had showcased in the last week of last 5v5 season of GAC, and here it allows me to see exactly what my opponent has kept on defense, at least what his opponents have attacked as, and allows me to filter by team and see what units my opponent likes to keep. Now, this second tool that Dr. Pivot has come up with, it's a really good tool. I think you're going to like this even better than the last one. This one, what it does is it's a tool to compare your GAC bracket. So the 7 people who are matched up with you, how do they compare versus you? I mean, in terms of characters, speeds, anything that you can think of, the top 80 GP, the kind of ships that they have. And this does it in a more user-friendly way, as opposed to what you'll usually see in bots in Discord servers and all, which is a static snapshot. But this one is so much more flexible to use. And let me show you exactly what that file looks like. So very simple to use. All you have to do is go in here and place and put in the ally codes of each of your opponents in your current week of GAC. And typically you want to do this the moment that the attack phase starts in the first day. You want to go in, put in all the ally codes in there, and then what you have to do is you have to go to data. Let me actually move this down. You probably won't be able to see it otherwise. So you go to data over here. It's one of the options in Excel. Why is it? Oh, there we go. All right. So you go to data and then go to refresh all and click this button. So what that does is it's going to refresh the pivots, and it's going to allow all of the data to get pulled directly into these green tabs. There are 3 green tabs over here, which pulls in the data from swgoh.gg. There's GAC rosters, Zeta list, and Zeta count. And then what you need to do is you need to go into the pivots, which contain all the information about your opponents, and right-click on it and press refresh. And once you do that, the data gets refreshed almost immediately. So the whole process takes like less than a minute, including typing your opponent's ally codes. And then look at the kind of data that it gives you. It gives you comparison figures. So you can, for example, go in and take a look at what kind of how you compare with the rest of your opponents in your bracket in terms of relic tiers. How many of them have relic 8, what the depth of the relic 7 is. So you can see over here, Greg Jones, for example, has got 27 characters in relic 7, and almost nobody in lower levels. So I can guess from a glance that his roster is going to be extremely top heavy. So you can compare relic levels, you can compare gear levels over here, you can compare your top GP. So if you want to compare your top 80 GP, you could very well go ahead and filter for those and compare that. Or if you want to compare the top 60 GP, you can go and do that as well with all the rest of your opponents. And then you've got other things like power, Zeta, and all that. So that's one tab. There's another tab over here which gives you analysis of the units itself. Now this is an amazing tab, because if you want to say, in a snapshot, you want to see what are the GLs that what kind of GLs your opponents have in your bracket. So you can just go in here, and there's a category section over here. Just click on that, click on GLs, and there's various categories that you can personalize and define. You click GL over here, and you can see, let me expand this a little bit. You can see over here in my current bracket, I have these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's one person in the bracket who doesn't have a GL, but the 7 of us who, yeah, I think it's Greg probably, because he's so top heavy. He doesn't have a GL and he's matched up with us. But take a look at the other guys. I can see exactly which GLs they have, what kind of, whether it's a light side GL, dark side GL, what kind of gear level they have, relics, what kind of health protection. So I can see over here the rays, for example, Gursival and DJ, the two other guys apart from me who have rays. I can see over here that they've got them modded for health and not for offense. The damage is pretty low, less than 9,000, 8,000. So at a snapshot, you can see the quick stats for all the opponents that you have. And there's another tab over here called Team Comparison. So here you can go in and your current opponent that you're facing. So my current opponent, for example, is Gursival that I'm facing right now. So you can go in over here into Gursival's. You can filter for Gursival over here. You can filter for yourself over here, and say I want to check out how his Darth Revan team compares to mine. So I just go here, click on one of the slicers over here for Sith Empire, and click the other slicer for him for Sith Empire, and you can see I'll be able to compare my Darth Revan team to his Darth Revan team. And I can see over here that my speed says my Darth Revan is 338, his is 334, my Basti is 306, his Basti is 318, so faster than mine. So my Darth Revan is faster, but his Basti is faster. So this allows me to plan and get a little more insight into my immediate opponent and what kind of speeds they have, what kind of characters they have, what they have, whether they have any new characters or not. So if I go back to the analysis units tab and I filter on scoundrels, if I want to see if any of my opponents have any scoundrels in, so I just filter for the tag scoundrel over here, and you can see over here all the scoundrels are listed out here. I just want to see IG-11, Quill, and the new Beskar Mando. So I'm going to filter for these. I want to see if any of my opponents have got any of these newer characters. I filter for these, and you can see over here, none of them have got, there's Greg Jones who's got a Beskar Mando, but he has him, no relics on him, and only at gear level 7. And the rest of them don't have Beskar Mando at all. In fact, the gear level on the others are all 1 to 9. So none of them have got really well-developed new scoundrels, IG-11 or Quill. So, that's something good to know just going in. So it tells you the same information that you can go that you can get by looking at your opponents directly in their roster in game. But this does it, so much more easier. It's so much more easier to compare. And the other big advantage of this is the roster that you see in game for your opponent, that's a live roster. So in the middle of the battles, like say you're facing a second opponent or a third opponent, that's in the middle of the GAC week. If your opponent has moved mods around that for TB or TW or just for any event, then what you're seeing is the mods that they have on the characters currently. But if you are able to pull all the data dump from SWGOH at the beginning of the week, then the mod snapshot is locked, and it's locked as of when you pull the data. So even if I'm facing my finals opponent in the third match of the week, I go in and compare his data over here, and whatever mods I have over here will be the mods which were locked as of the time of the pull of this data from swgoh.gg. So that's a huge advantage. There's no other way that I'm aware of right now to take a snapshot of your opponent's mods for all the opponents in your bracket and keep it with you so that you can refer to it when you go in and face that particular opponent. So that I think is a big deal, and something which no other tool right now is able to give you. So that's a brief overview of this tool. There's also a section over here called My Category, where you can go in and you can personalize and define if you want to keep your own categories. Like say you want a category for ray counter. If you want to see whether your opponents have got a ray counter or not, you can tag certain characters in certain customizable categories, and then when you go into your unit analysis, you can then go filter for ray counter, and see whether your opponent's, those customized characters, whether your opponent has those specific characters and whether they're modded the right way or not. Like say I want to go and I tag Vader as one of the Ray counter characters. I just click on this and then I go and see whether what the speeds of the Vader of my opponents are, whether they'll be able to tackle my Ray or not, those kind of things. So pretty flexible tool. The design is really good, the visuals are great, and it gives you a lot of customizability options as well if you want to go in and play around with it. So big thanks to Dr. Pivot for putting this sheet together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share it out with all of you. I checked with Dr. Pivot, and he's more than happy to share it out with the community. I'll be glad for the sheet to get used. I think this is really going to change the way in which you do your weekly opponent comparison. So I don't have a Discord server of my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the only Discord server that I frequent quite a lot in SWGOH is the Gambit server, server for with Zareth and Solo Base. So if you're a member of the Gambit server, you can go and log in over there. I'll leave a link down to the Gambit an invite to the Gambit server. You can go in there, and there's a section called resources over here, and under resources there's a tab called GAC Comparison Sheet. I've uploaded this particular Excel sheet under here, under this section, and this is a read-only section, so there won't be any conversations happening over here. You can just go in here and download the sheet, and you might have to initially set up a few things, the views and all that, but once you have the whole thing set up, it's a very easy job. It takes just 10 seconds to refresh the pivot and get going with your views. Very useful information. The Gambit server has got tons of other good resources as well. A lot of you might be already familiar with the GA counter sheet. It's a Google Sheet document that Zareth and Solo Base have updated. It gives you links to videos of each and every counter that you can think of, both 3v3 and 5v5. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, definitely go and check this out. Another thing to note is, this particular resource, the GA counter sheet, is in Google Sheets. Unfortunately, the Dr. Pivot's GAC opponent comparison will not work in Google Sheets. It will only work in Microsoft Excel. So you'll have to have Microsoft Excel with you to be able to use this particular comparison tool. All right, so yep, just wanted to cover that in the first 10 minutes of the video. I think you guys will really find it pretty useful, this particular tool. I've been playing around with it for the last 1 week, and I found it really useful. And you'll see me doing a lot of this, both this one as well as the GAC history tool. I'll be using it quite a lot in my opponent scouting going forward. All right, so let's take a look at our current opponent. My opponent is, let's go in. My opponent is Gse, who's a Kyber contender, and he happens to be a pretty decent lifetime banners, 593k, and the highest lifetime banners in my group apart from me. Everyone else is much lower. So I got the toughest opponent of the week right in the first day itself. So no warm up for me. This is going to be my warm up. And this guy has a pretty decent GAC history. He's got 162 rank in Kyber before, so he definitely knows what he's doing. So it's going to be interesting to match up with him. He's got 2 GLs, both the light side GLs, just like me, 6.6 million GP. Let's take a look at the GAC history. So let's go to the GAC history views that I have for Gse and show you how exactly I've thought about his teams. So this view I've pulled together, and you can see over here he likes to keep his Negotiator and Chimera on defense. So I've decided to keep my Malevolence on offense because of that. If I take a look at his Ray, he always keeps Ray on offense as well, and he keeps the let me go and filter for Ray leader defense, and I'll show you what version he prefers to use. There we go. So let's select GL Ray. So you can see over here, he likes to keep, in the last 1 week, he has kept the GL Ray, Holdo, and L3 combo, which is interesting to see. He also loves to keep Grievous, Kira. In fact, his defense is pretty predictable. Looking at this, I can make out, whenever I see a ship battle at an early enough stage, I know that these are the character zones which are blocking the ship, and everything else is in the lower section. Since ships have been cleared after, and then these guys have attacked the other section. So I know that Newt, GL Ray, and Asajj will probably going to be down south, followed by Stormtrooper Han, Mon Mothma, and Karth at the back. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and created a war plan, and this is basically based on what I've seen of my opponent and their defenses and what their opponents have taken against it. This is the probable defense that I'm probably going to face. He always keeps his GL Ray with Ray, Holdo, and L3. Keeps his General Grievous. So I'll save my Mother Talzin team for that. He keeps his Newt with a really fast Dooku, 310, and Droideka. And then up top, I can expect to see a Kira with Nest, Finn, Crew, and Hux. And at the back, Asajj, Stormtrooper Han, Mon Mothma, and Karth. And at the back, Negotiator and Chimera with the Empire fleet. So what I've done is I've kept my tentative counters over here, and then I've gone ahead and I've decided if I'm keeping these as counters, then this is the stuff which I can afford on defense, and I've decided to keep as tough a defense as I can. And you'll see, let me go through my defenses, and I'll show you exactly what rationale I chose to go through the defenses, to put my own defenses. So up front over here, I have a Darth Revan, a Mon Mothma, and CLS. Now, he likes to use Darth Revan mirror, and he likes to use CLS mirror as well. So I wanted to exhaust both those teams right away. Plus, I also noticed I have let me show you the attack sheet that I have. So I can go in over here and I can say leader defense, and I can go in and say what does my opponent like to take in if he sees Mon Mothma on defense. So you can see over here in all the cases, in the 6 cases that my opponent has faced Mon Mothma in the last 3v3 season, he's always taken Darth Traya on there. So what I did was I took that information and I kept Mon Mothma up front over here. Because I have a couple of teams over here at the back, which he also likes to use to Darth Traya against, which is Padme, and I feel even the IG-11 Quill team can be taken out, I think, relatively easily with Darth Traya. So I've kept those 2 teams at the back, hoping to exhaust his Darth Traya team in the front with Mon Mothma. And similarly, because I know that Darth Revan is another team which can beat the Jedi Knight Luke team, so I want to exhaust his Darth Revan in the front as well with that counter. So that's why I've kept CLS in the front to exhaust his CLS, so that CLS and Darth Revan, so that he doesn't have that at the back, and to exhaust Darth Traya. And at the back over here, Padme, IG-11, and Quill. These guys are the Quill is about 325 or 26 speed, pretty fast. So all the scoundrels will be going fast. And then I've got the Hux lead as well over there. And then up top, I have my Finn team. I have my Asajj Newt team. I've got a Rex team, and I've got a Grievous squad. I check to make sure that my opponent doesn't take Night Sisters against Grievous, because that's something which makes a Grievous team cheaply taken out. So I don't want that. And on defense, for ships, I've kept my Negotiator because he's going to take his Malevolence against that. And I've kept my Rebel fleet. And my Rebel fleet is slightly better than his. My Akbar is faster, and my Bistan U-Wing is faster as well. He usually does a mirror on Rebels, so I'm hoping that this strips him up a little bit. All right, so let's get into the attack phase. So my opponent has kept, as expected, he's kept his Kira, Finn, Crew, and Hux at the top. So if you see the defense, the probable defense that I've estimated for my opponent, you see Kira, Finn, Crew, and Hux at the top, as expected. And down south, my opponent has kept his Rey with Holdo and L3, Newt, and General Grievous, which is also what I had estimated over here. So pretty predictable defense. So that means at the back, I can expect to see Assad, Stormtrooper Han, Mon Mothma, and Karth, and exactly those combination of the squads. So let's open up the back first, the bottom back zone, and then decide what we want to take against the top. Let's get started with the Grievous battle. I'm going to take in my sisters against that. Knight Sisters and Talzin lead, and let's take this against the Grievous squad. I'm going to start going after B2. Oh, almost taken out. I think this is probably going to take B2 out, and it's going to get some plague on B1. Let's see if we can't land a stun. Okay, let's just try to take this guy out. Let's keep going after him. Let's land another stun. Not that it'll matter because he's going to dispel that stun and go after everyone anyway. Let's land some plague. And let's land a stun. And let's get everyone back. And this should finish him off. So Grievous is not that great in 3v3. 51 banners is usually what you can get with this particular Knight Sister combination. And that's what I like to do. Like when I see my opponent, one of the things I check is whether what they use to counter Grievous. And if I see that they counter Grievous with the Knight Sisters, then I don't keep my Grievous on defense because it gives them a cheap win. Otherwise, I go ahead and keep the Grievous on defense because it pulls a really good squad. So if I go in over here in the attack phase, and if I take a look at Grievous team over here, if I want to see what my opponent likes to take against Grievous, you'll see I filter for Grievous over here, and you can see over here my opponent has always taken in Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, Grandmaster Yoda lead with others, and then Darth Revan. So he's never taken Knight Sisters. So that's why I felt safe keeping Grievous on defense. So that's another advantage of scouting, to see what particular counters your opponent likes to take, and then set the defense according to that. All right, now let's go after the Rey team, and I'm going to use my Rey mirror against it, Rey, Hoda, and Basti, to take out the enemy Rey. There's going to be a few whirlwinds, but I just need to keep my own team pretty healthy, and then I think I should be fine. So let's go and give this to Basti, and I'm going to give this to Basti, and let's dispel this. Let's keep giving this to Basti. I want to keep her nice and healthy. Exactly for that, because Rey does that. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's keep giving health up to Basti. Rey is going to go in ultimate mode. I'm going to give a few more health up to Basti. Let's give this to Rey now. And let me go into the ultimate again. All right, let's see what we can do over here. Not much done. Okay, let's keep doing basics. Not very good. Rey is doing ultimates when I should be. All right, let's see if we can't. This is not going very good. Ooh, Hoda has got into damage immunity. Okay, let's see if this can't take out Holdo. Excellent. So what ended up happening was Rey kept the person who got taunt kept getting the lifeblood, which is why I wasn't able to take anyone out with Whirlwind. Now what I've done is I've given the buffs from Basti onto Rey, and my Rey is modded for offense, which is why with the extra buffs from Basti, I was able to take out Holdo no problem at all. Now I just need to get some more healing done. and apply an ability block. Let's do another heal over here. I'm okay ending with 53 banners. Let's give this to Hoda. And let's apply another ability block so that there's no whirlwind. Let's just do a basic. Let's do a whirlwind. Okay, now let's go into our own ultimate and let's give some more buffs to Ray so that when she comes out of her ultimate, she'll do tons of damage with those buffs. Let's see how much damage she does. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. 480k. That's the reason I love to go with Basti over here. Not just because of the ability block, but because of also the amazing buff she gives when Ray goes into ultimate. The offense up and the other good stuff really makes it a very easy job to take out the enemy Ray. All right, now for this team, I was going to use my Aura Bounty Hunter squad over here, Aura Mando, but this guy is faster than my boss. He's at 310, so he might be problematic. And plus the Droidica is relicked up with offense, so I'm going to go in with my Jedi Knight Revan squad with Jolie and Grandmaster Yoda. I don't think I need these guys anywhere else, and I'm going to go directly after Droidica and get rid of him. So let's do that. Let's land a big hit over here, almost. And now we should be able to... okay, let's keep going. There's tons of evasion that the Droidica has. All right, let's dispel all of that extortion, because extortion gives tons of speeds to these guys. All right, it's going to take a while, but I think we'll be okay. I need Yoda out. All right, let's pass it back to Yoda. And I'm going to go after Dooku, since he's problematic. Let's land a big hit over there, almost. I hope Savior gets triggered so that I can take another turn. What do I do? Let me just dispel this. All right, Savior is triggered. And now we can go after Dooku and finish him off. Excellent. Now let's dispel this. Dispel all the extortion. It's going to be low banners. Newt usually is, but that's fine. I think I might be able to recover at least full health on everyone. Let's call Jolie to assist. Let's give this to Revan, so that we end with at least full health on everyone. 51 banners. Yeah, it's not the best, but I do want to save the other GL for whatever is at the back. And let's see. All right, so my opponent has he's kept his both his GLs on defense, which is good to see, which means he's got less on offense. He's changed up his defense a little bit. He's kept the Stormtrooper Han team as I expected, with Leia and Chupio, and then he has his Night Sister squad, and then he's got his Geos, and then he's got Basti with Jedi Master Luke. Now this is a strange team because Jedi Master Luke will get taunt, but only in the beginning. After that, he's not going to get taunt, and there's no Watt over there to recover his bonus protection. So once his bonus protection goes, he's not going to be regenerating it. So it's I can mirror it with my JML, no problem at all. But good to see, interesting to see this particular team at the back. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a break. I'm going to plan out my offense for the rest of the battle, and I'm going to wait for my opponent to go. He usually tends to go at the very last moment. So if you let me show you the time chart. So over here, if you see towards the upper left corner, there's a player attacks UTC chart. What that tells me is 2200 over here is exactly when the attack phase ends, and my opponent always tends to go at 2100. That means 1 hour before the 2100 UTC, which is exactly 1 hour before the attack phase is going to end. So he typically is the kind of guy who attacks at the last moment. So I'm going to give it a wait. I'll probably go at the last moment as well, so that we can see each other's battles live. So I will catch you guys shortly.
Alright, we're back, and as you can see, there's less than an hour left in the attack phase. My opponent still hasn't gone, no attempts yet, so he's got 1 hour to get through 11 teams of mine and through 2 ships. So I'm not going to wait anymore. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the attack started, finish off the rest of the board, and then wait for my opponent to make a move. Okay, just have to give it a minute. There we go. So let's get the biggest battle out of the way, which is going to be the Basti JML team with no Watt in there. So that makes it slightly easier because apart from the initial taunt, JML is not going to be taunting anymore. But I'll probably take care of Basti and Barris before I go after JML. I'm going to mirror it with JML lead, and I am going to take in my own Watt because I like the ability to dispel debuffs and to make my own Jedi Master Luke a little bit more tanky. I won't be able to outspeed my opponent because he's got Basti lead, which gives 15% turn meter. So even though the speed of his JML less than mine is 560 I think, and his is 542. But with the 15% speed bump, he's effectively going to be about 630 or 640 or something like that. Effectively, that's the fastest way. That's the fastest character that you can get in the game is Jedi Master Luke under Basti lead. So let's go ahead and do that. And the third that I'm going to take is obviously going to be gas, because I need some good damage in there as well. So let's take this in. He's going to go first, or rather my Watt is going to go first. I'm going to give the tank tech to my JML, and then let's get this started. Alright, so I'm going to, there's no taunt, so I'm going to go directly after Basti and try to get her out. Let's do this. Oh, he's dazed, so I can't use this ability. Okay, let's just do a basic. Alright, let's keep going after Basti. Barris will be a little bit annoying, but should be able to get through Barris pretty easily. Yep, let's focus on Barris first. I'm gonna see if I can't get my ultimate as well. I think I'll give the weapons tech to Gas. I briefly considered giving health tech to him just to recover some health and protection, but I think weapons tech is much better, especially if I want to get through all of that bonus protection from Jedi Master Luke. Alright, let's keep going now. Now it's just a question of applying some armor shreds and getting through this bonus protection as soon as I can. Probably end with 52 banners, given that there's no way for my other two characters to recover protection apart from the protection buff by Watt that he gives, the protection recovery that he gives. Alright, there we go. Our ultimate is reached. Still 202 minutes and 30 seconds left, and shouldn't be a problem. Hoping to end with at least full health and full protection. I think this should finish it off. There we go. 52 banners. Okay, so pretty decent outcome. Nope, no movement from my opponent's side. Okay, so let's go ahead and take out a few other teams. I think I've got a plan already made out for the rest of the teams, so let's attack them one by one. Now against the Kira team with Nest in there and Vandor, I think I'm going to take in my Aura team, Aura, Mando, and Bosk. A lot of people prefer Grief in there instead of Bosk, but I think my characters, since they are not all relic up, my Aura is only gear 10. I like a Taunt in there just so that these guys hang around, and Bosk has that Frenzy, which is pretty good as well. So let's start the Taunt, and let's see if he can't land a stun on Nest. There we go, excellent. Now let's take care of Kira, and let's see if he can't stun Vandor as well. Excellent. So just before this GAC, I modded my Aura Sync for tons of potency. Alright, let's take care of Nest, and then it should be pretty easy enough. Because I think her Aura's potency is all the more important. She is really able to, the ability to stun is really what controls the battle so well, especially if not all of your characters are faster than the others. So that always leads to a good outcome. Like a Nest squad, which typically steals banners, you need something like a permanent solution like Nihilus or Mando to take care of it. So yeah, that's that team. The next toughest team I think is probably going to be this Finn team, and I'm going to take in my own Kira, Han, and Chewie against that. And let's take care of the Resistance hero Finn first. The other thing I did over here was I sped up my Kira as well to about 270, nothing too much, but it still enables her to go pretty fast. And basically a goal should be to prevent the enemy from taking any turns at all, just like that. And another good option for Han and Chewie is to go with the Beskar Mando. Now that's a very interesting option on offense. Under Han and Chewie, he builds up the Whistling Birds pretty fast, but Beskar Mando by himself, along with Nest, they're a really strong offensive option in 3v3, which is why I kept them separate from Han and Chewie. Okay, what do I want to do for the others? I think the next team that I'm going to take out is the Jio Squad, and here I think I'm going to go in with my Vader. I don't have Watt anymore, given that I used up Watt in the JML squad, so I'm going to go in with EP lead with Piet and Vader. I think that's a very good option in 3v3 to get turn meter, to get an extra turn with Vader, because EP's lead gives him a turn meter every time he inflicts a debuff, and so he can start with Force Crush, then go into Merciless, and then get an extra turn, because there are less characters in the enemy team for Merciless to go around, so you'll get less turns. EP lead allows you to cycle things a little faster just by giving you one extra turn, and Piet is there for the extra potency and damage as well. I don't know if the enemy team will take a turn, but I'm hoping they won't. Usually you go in with somebody like a Shore or somebody like that, but I'm hoping that these guys are able to get the job done. So I'm going to do a Force Crush, and that gives me an extra turn. Let's go into Merciless, and let's take care of Spy right away. And then I'm going to do an ability block on Brute Alpha, which is great. Now both these guys, Sunfac and Brute, are going to counter. So let me just do this. And then no counter on Force Crush, so that is good. And I'm going to do this so that I dispel the debuffs and get another turn. And let's see if he can't land a few stuns. Excellent. We landed a stun on Brood, but he came out of it. Alright, let's go after Brute. They're going after my Piet. Let's give this to Vader. Let's keep going after Brute. Let's land us still far away from Merciless. Oh, there we go. The shocks from EP did come in handy. So that was good. Let's keep going after Sunfac. Lost one banner on Piet, so that was unfortunate. So wanted to end with 51. Didn't think the Geos would let me end with full health and full protection, but that allows me to save my Treya for something else. My opponent's still waiting for me to go. Let's see what else we want to do. Alright, so the Poggle, B1 and Django team that I talked about in my last video, that's actually perfect for the Night Sister team, just to prevent revives and all that. So I'm going to take that in and hopefully end with the full health and full protection. That's going to be the goal. So let's take this in and hopefully Django will prevent the revive. Should I apply burning? Nah, I think let me just go after Asajj directly. Yeah, she's gonna revive once. Let's give this to Django and see if yeah, we had probably ended up yeah, okay, so we need to make sure now that we heal up Poggle as much as we can, and then apply another hit from Django on Asajj and kill her directly. That wasn't good. Asajj got rid of our Poggle and we are stun locked, which is not a good outcome. Let's keep healing up Django. Okay, big hit on Asajj. Okay, finally got rid of Asajj and we managed to get Bounty Hunter's resolve as well. Now we just need to take care of Django, of Daka. Not as good banners as I would have wanted. You know what I'll do? I think I'm going to maybe I should get rid of a zombie twice, so that I can get Ron the Taunt. Man, I hate those stuns. So the good thing is I can always get back Bounty Hunter's resolve, but I probably will end up being stun locked over here. Let's keep going after zombie. I want to exhaust those two. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get 2 stacks on zombie and then I'm going to go around. Yes, excellent. So now there's zombie is not going to move anymore. She's not going to taunt and I can go after Daka as much as I want. Low banners, really low banners, but we have to just get around the taunt. Man, I hate those stuns. Let's get back some health and protection. Let's apply some burning. We may need to reduce max health. Or does that happen only with the lead? Let's keep going. All this health, all the Daka revives. Oh, there we go. We managed to take care of it. And I think this should get us back to full health and full protection from Django. and we end with 48 really bad banners. Oh, I was hoping that team would do a little better, but I think Asajj was relicked up, so was able to do a decent amount of damage. I could have afforded my Treya actually. Maybe I should have used my Treya against that, but that's fine. Against the crew squad, I think I'm going to take my JTR in there. The healing immunity is always useful. Let's give this to BB-8. Remove this. And let's get rid of Fox, and then we can focus down on Kylo Ren. Let's see if we can't land a stun on him. Excellent. Let's keep him ability blocked, Kylo Ren. And let's hide everyone except for BB-8. And let's finish him off. Okay. Now I think this one we can probably end with 54 banners. Once we get Illuminated Destiny. We need to recover as much banners as we can, because we did lose a few banners before on a couple of bad matches. Okay, another stun. There we go. Now I think we are at full health and full protection. Now we can apply healing immunity and take him out. 54 banners there. Okay, let's see if my opponent has had a chance to go. It's 119 for me, which means 40 minutes. Maybe my opponent is not planning to attack. I don't know. Maybe he didn't anticipate me clearing all his GLs, or maybe he'll attack in the last half an hour. But I would love to see that. So I've got Treya, and I've got my Beskar Mando team. And I'm sure my Nest can solo one of these teams. Probably this team over here. Maybe I should do that. I think I should just go for banners rather than... you know what? I think I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to use Treya against this. And then I'm going to see if I need the banners or not before I decide to solo this Nest with this. Or take Beskar Mando in there. I've got Geos as well. I've got Treya. I've got my own Stormtrooper Han. I've got plenty. I've got my Wampa as well, who's great for rebels. But let's use Treya against this squad over here. And I think I'm going to use Nihilus. I probably don't need Nihilus. I can probably go in with Scion. Yeah, I can probably use Scion in there. Yeah, just an extra tank for extra healing. Yeah, I think these guys should be more than enough. Let's pass the turn meter over to Treya and isolate Stormtrooper and then work on Sith Trooper. I'm just going to fracture him. And let's apply some pain. And let's keep working on him. Let's give this back to Scion and finish it off. Excellent. Let the isolate remain over there. Let's just work on General Hux. And we'll need to cycle back to Thrawn's ability. Or actually, let's top up Treya, because Scion can always recover protection through the pain. Or let's just give it back to Scion. and this I think should end with full health and full protection. The advantage of isolating first order stormtrooper is he doesn't counter, so that saves you a little bit of banners as well. So 54 over there as well. So as I guessed, he always keeps his negotiator with the Annie Rex option with the Y-wing. Annie's got his Empire ships as well. So let's finish the ship battle. Yeah, I think my opponent is probably not going to go. Probably feels it doesn't have enough on offense. So let's go ahead and create and finish the ship battle. And against the Empire fleet, I'm going to go in with the Malevolence against the, not Empire, but the Galactic Republic fleet. This is going to be really, really bad banners. But I think I don't have a choice. Should I? I need Houndstooth for my Radus, so I can't use him. But I think I'll get this other tank in. Yeah, I think this will have to do. I'm not going to undersize it. It's not worth it. But let's take this in and see whether we get a clean win. Okay, let's land a stun on Annie. And there goes the Vulture. Let's dispel debuffs. And let's get some buzz droids on the field. It all depends on when we call in our spy, who the spy decides to target with the taunt. That's a ton depends on that. So let's hope that we get the right target in there. Okay, let's apply a couple of buzz droids, and then let's hope that the right person gets targeted. Jedi Knight Anakin. He didn't. This could get a little messy. Let me just take care of Rex anyway. He's going to go, and he's going to. They're going to do the. He's going to do the Savior ability in the next turn, unless I can get Clone Sergeant below 100% health, and Annie goes again. No, still more. Needed one more turn against Annie. Let's keep working on Annie. Okay. Let's apply a stun over here and finish him. Another buzz droid gone, and there's the ultimate. Wow, tons of ships lost. I think this AoE is going to take care of them. Okay. I need to get in a tank, otherwise I'm in trouble. Oh, actually, I might not need. Nah. Okay. I'm at least glad that Plo didn't come in when Annie was still alive, because that would have really made things worse. I think the battle is in control, so I don't need a tank. I'll just get a healer in there to heal up my Hyena bomber. Another ship lost. I'll probably end with 50-something banners. But luckily, there's no more damage dealers on the squad right now. So I'm just going to recover my health a little bit with these guys. And there we go. Our ultimate is done, and we should be able to finish this team off pretty easily. Let's land some droids over there. Finish off 5s. Finish off Y-wing. And then let's finish off the others. So at least our health recovery is happening at a good pace. We probably won't end with full health on these guys though. 54, oh my god, terrible banners. But he's going to use his malevolence against my negotiator as well, if he decides to go. So that would have been lower banners as well, but that's fine. Now, I don't like Empire ships on defense, especially this one is a pretty... If I use my Radus, I'm going to probably end with very low banners, but I don't think I have a choice. So I'll have to go in with my Radus. I could do an Empire mirror, but I don't like mirrors as well. So I'm just going to do a Radus mirror, a Radus against with Sith Trooper, with Houndstooth against the Empire ships. So let's see if we're able to take care of this team with that. Okay, that's my usual resistance squad. At the least, I think I hope I can at least get to the ultimate and then clean up with my own Empire ships. Alright, so first things first, let's take out the TIE fighter. And he's going to start taunting. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till the TIE bomber does his AoE and dispels, and then I'm going to do the cleanse as well as the taunt from that guy. Okay, so he's done that. Excellent. Now I can do my taunt, and now I can I don't think I need to cleanse. I can just get in my own ray and start working down on this guy. Let's do this. It's a 7-star, so it's going to take a while to come down, but let's keep working on it. And now we can cleanse, give some protection recovery. Let's do an AoE. Excellent. Big hit. Okay, let's keep going after him. Houndstooth is almost dead, but what we need to do is we need to bring in the Ebon Hawk for cleansing out all those target locks, and then let's focus down on the Vader. And as long as chaff is there, my guys won't get target lock. A little bit more on Vader. Once Vader is gone, I'll feel more comfortable. There we go. Okay, what do I want to do? Maybe the Emperor's shuttle. There we go. Now the battle is very much under control. Still 3 minutes left, so let's finish this off. Start with the Emperor Palpatine, and then let's cleanse the debuffs over here. Do a critical hit over here. Finish him off, and then it's just the one ship over here. Okay, that went much better than I anticipated. Radus is definitely a way better ship, at least against the Empire fleet. So 65 banners, managed to make up a few banners over there. One last team, and then we are done. Yep. I'm surprised that my opponent has not attacked. He's got like almost 600 lifetime banners, so it's not like him to to completely give up on offense like that. So I'm a little disappointed that that he's not attempting. But yeah, that's fine. Let me just go ahead and finish this. So I could try a Wampa solo, I could try a Nest solo, I could do Geos, but I think I'm going to take in my Beskar Mando in there just to show you guys the team comp that I was talking about in my 3v3 video, which is going to be Beskar Mando, Nest, and Moff Gideon. So the concept over here is Moff Gideon goes first and reduces everyone's turn meter because you don't have Quill who's going to speed up Mando. So Moff Gideon goes and reduces everyone's turn meter on the enemy, and then gets Mando faster and gets him ready with Whistling Birds, and then Nest goes in with the days and offense up as well, and starts really doing good damage. And then I want to see how much whether Mando with his Whistling Birds is able to take out everyone in one shot. So that's going to be the goal. So let's see. Let's take this team in. So first things first, we are going to reduce everyone's turn meter. Let's apply armor shred on this guy. Let's get into position, and then let's reduce everyone's turn meter some more and apply days. And then let's keep damaging Chewie Okay. All right, whistling birds are out. I think I'm definitely going to go for 3PO and Chewy. He's the main damage dealer there. So I'm going to slow it down. So unfortunately, 2PO did go ahead and dispel my offense up. Otherwise, those 8 birds would have hit for 12 birds, equivalent of 12 birds. But it still hit for about 10k each. Let's keep going after Chewy. Good thing is both these guys can ignore taunt. Ooh, my Mando is, my Gideon is gone. If I had another scoundrel in there, then Mando would have gotten this damage immunity thing much earlier. That would have been a way better team comp. Yeah, but it's interesting anyway. I wanted to try it out to see, you know, whether Gideon is really as good as expected in 3v3. Probably if you feel you're able to one-shot the team pretty easily, then Gideon might be okay. But once you let the team take a turn, then I think it's probably not a good option. All right, so I think this battle is done. I should have probably just taken in Nest solo. That would have been more than enough for this. "49 banners." Yeah, I would have got 53, 54 with 55 with Nest. Oh, what do you know? My opponent has started going. That's more like it. 2644. That's not a good score. That's not a good score at all. I haven't dropped a battle, but it's a very inefficient. Ideally, anything up to 2660 is actually a really decent score. So I have to hope that my opponent drops a battle, or is at least struggles on efficiency quite a lot, which I think he might, given that I have laid a few traps for him. So I'm going to monitor this, and then I'm going to give you guys an update on how my opponent does. I think they're going to I think they're going to run really short on time. There's 24 minutes left, and they have to get through 10 teams, and they have to get through 2 ships. So there's not much time for them to think. They have to act quick. So that's going to be an interesting to see. Yeah, if I had gone in with Nest solo against this one, I would have probably got about 6 banners more. I would have been closer to 2650. But that's fine. So I'll let this play out, and I'll give you guys an update at the end of the video how my opponent finally did. Right, quick update. Still 17 minutes left to go, and my opponent has one-shot the front over here for about I think 50 to 51 banners each of these teams. I just hope they took their DR and CLS against these two, and took Treya against the one on top, the Karth team or the Kara team. Hasn't touched the back zone yet, but did go and one-shot the Finn team, and now they're going up against Grievous. So let's see how they do. So far they're doing okay in terms of banners, 50-51. I think that's about the average that they need. As long as they get about 60-65 in ships, and 50-51 on the others, I think they're fine. But I think the main enemy right now is going to be time for them, because they have 7, 8, 9 teams left to go in 16 minutes, which is less than 2 minutes per team. So it's going to be quite a rush for them to take this out. And if they slip up on even one battle, then it's game over. So let's wait for a few more minutes, and I'll give you guys another update. All right, about 10 minutes left, and I think this is the end of the road for Gse. He lost a battle against my Padme, wasn't able to take it down, and hasn't touched any of the other characters as well. I don't think he honestly has anything left in the tank for JKL or the Quill team, and probably not even the Rex team. So I think now that he knows that it's probably not going to clear me, he's given up. I don't see any more attacks. For the last 5 minutes, I haven't seen any other attacks, so I think this is it. So yeah, I mean, I was surprised that he would wait until the last 25 minutes before attacking us. I mean, if he had all his both his GLs on offense and tons of offense available, then you can, hope to breeze through your opponent's defenses fast. But keeping a relatively tougher defense, both the GLs and other strong characters, you can't expect to wait till the last moment. So it was bound to backfire on him. So anyway, it was a relatively straightforward offense. We managed to one-shot everything, got low banners. So I think that portion of 3v3 I still have to get a little used to, about what teams to take in to maximize banners. I think I still need to work on that and start ending up with at least 2660. That should be the benchmark. Anything above 2660 is a very competitive score, especially if you're going first and you want to put up a target for your opponent. So 2644 is definitely below par. But this was just a warm-up match. We've got a few more matches to go. I think the other opponents in my bracket are relatively easier, so I think we'll have a better time against them. But yep, that's it for today. Join me in a couple of days when we meet our next opponent. Let's see who that is. Until then, I hope you guys found the Excel sheet from Dr. Pivot useful. Hope you guys are able to get into the Gambit Discord server and check it out, and then say hi to me and Zareth and Solo and the rest of us out there. All right, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.